Number two, after Vatican II, Catholic authorities often underestimated the hostile power of secularization, the world, flesh, and the devil, especially in the Western world, overestimated the influence and strength of the Catholic Church. He says, we are weaker than 50 years ago, and many factors are beyond our control, in the short term at least. For example, the decline in the number of believers, the frequency of mass attendance, the demise or extinction of many religious orders. You see, Vatican II was optimistic on human nature. Big mistake. You know, Vatican II had this presumption that everyone just wanted a fair discussion. They were open to the truth, open to Christ, open to what the Catholic Church said. You know, if you just had a honest heart-to-heart with somebody, they would be like, you know what? Contraception and abortion are mortal sins. You're right. Let's not do that. We all know, living in 2022, that that's not the case. In fact, if you're critical of like a trans reading at an elementary school or a public library, like you could lose your job over that. Like that's how insane public discourse is. And the whole presumption, I was talking to a friend who read the entire documents of Vatican II. And he said, you know, my reflection as I read it, the thing that jumped out over and over was how naive and optimistic the texts are. It's like we're living in the age of Aquarius, 1960s. It's all good, peace and love. What's funny, if you look at the hippie movement in America, you know, 66, 67, 68, it's all peace and love and groovy and, you know, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and Magical Mystery Tour and Jimi Hendrix and psychedelic and all that. But if you look at music and culture in 69, 70, 71, 72, it's like Black Sabbath and it's getting dark. Why? Because people realize free love, love the one you're with. It's all baloney. It turns into chaos, pain, suffering. If you live by the flesh, you die by the flesh. So there's this weird hiccup in the 60s where everyone was like, peace, groovy. That's why you see these guitar masses that are Peter, Paul, and Mary. It's kind of that boomer era. I'm not saying there's awesome boomers out there, but that boomer era optimism, unfortunately, it's the air of Vatican II. And this is why Vatican II, I believe, and I have no authority, I'm just a guy, has errors in it. Especially when it talks about Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, Judaism. The way it talks about world religions is just false.